I talked about this with my fellow wool gatherers. If you're interested in becoming a wool gatherer, you can find the link in the description. It's just weekly letters that I send out, just chatting about stuff, beautiful things that I find, music, movies, the such. Anyway, thoughts. It's a nice little group we've got. But I thought I would share it here too, since even though, despite how awkward and shy I feel about it, I don't know. Maybe you never know when something you've gone through can help someone else. So, and it's also resulted, what I'm going to talk about has resulted in a massive change or shift in my life. So I thought, while I make these cards here, that we could have a little chat about dying. It sounds fun, doesn't it? Or actually nearly dying. So yes, it's a near-death experience that has changed me. So actually, this is the one I'm going to talk about is my second near-death experience. But one day maybe we'll get into the first one. It's interesting that I have two. Okay. So just like the Cliff's Notes version of it, 6 years ago, my family and I, my husband and daughter and I, were in a very serious head-on collision. A guy just came into our lane, who knows why, and smashed into us. It was just a 2-lane road, and just saw these bright headlights coming towards us, and then some form of expletive. Can't remember if it was my husband or I. He was driving, so it's possible it was him. Blinding bright lights, expletive, then darkness. I don't really have many memories from it because I was knocked out. I hit my head extremely hard. I'm thinking from photos of our car that I saw, it doesn't look like my window is there anymore. And this was in December, it was December 21st. So it was winter. I can assure you the windows were up. In Canada, you drive with your windows up around that time of year. So it's very possible my head removed the window. I'm not too sure. The side window. But I mean, an interesting fact about that is I still find glass in my head. So that's fun. Anyway, so I got knocked out. My husband got knocked out. My daughter had a broken arm, but we found out that later. But again, this is supposed to be Cliff's Notes. So, it turns out I had 2 brain bleeds. And anyway, so a TBI, a traumatic brain injury. And there's a moment I do remember. So things are like little flickers, like little flickers of light when you see an old silent film or something. I don't know. This is how I describe it. The way they flicker so fast and move so fast. That's all. Those are my memories of the night. But one memory, this stands out. This stands out so clear to me. I was being transferred from one hospital to another one, and, lying in the back, and it hadn't been snowing earlier that night, dry roads. When we got in the accident, it was dry roads. So I was I was being pulled out of the ambulance when we got to the other hospital. And the paramedic, he swung open the door, the guy that was sitting with me in the back, he swung open the doors, and I swear everything felt like slow motion. All I saw was this beam of light outside, like a street light or something, and snowflakes, those big, fluffy, movie snowflakes, just falling, and it just had this calming feeling over me. Up until then, every bump we hit hurt like hell because I also had a fracture in my spine. So a little break back there. So, and I had a neck brace on. It was the most uncomfortable. And there was a lot of pain. So, but when I saw these snowflakes and, they're taking me out of the ambulance, I'm just in awe, like there was no pain at all. And I just felt extremely calm and peaceful. And I was just looking up and these snowflakes were landing on me and it felt like the most beautiful moment. I even remember saying to the paramedics, "Isn't this beautiful? This is so beautiful." And they're like, "Yeah, okay," taking me into the hospital. But it was like life slowed down, total slow motion. It was very strange. Like, it's strange now anyway to think that I was like, after something so horrific had just happened and the three of us were separated, different hospitals, and I didn't know what was going on. But this was like, I mean, again, when I said I mentioned this in a letter to the wool gatherers, it was almost like it was a pause in the terror, and there was just something so calming about it. But since then, I've been on this, okay, like for lack of a better word, sorry, an email just came in, which is that bing you heard. Since then, I feel like I've been on, this is where I feel so shy about it, like a spiritual awakening, but it's not like, I don't know, it's more of like, I have this feeling of a connectedness, like a oneness, and I'm one with everything and this consciousness. Okay, I'm totally feeling really shy about this, so but I'm gonna get it out anyway. Get it out, right? Feels good to get it out. So it's like I feel connected to everything around me, and I know it sounds like all new age and woo woo and all of that, but it's so true, and it's extremely hard to describe it. An example that I used in my letter, and I'll use it here because it's a pretty good one, I suppose, is bugs. Yes, bugs. We're talking bugs. I used to hate bugs. Bugs are like, oh, get them away, If it even flew near me, if one landed near me, I'm like, get it off. I mean, I wasn't like scared of them or anything. I'm just grossed out. Bugs. Too many legs for me, Anything with that many legs, it's a little unnerving. So anyway, I now have this, like, I will save a fruit fly if I can, and I've found these new little flies. They're like basement flies. They're called drain flies. It sounds disgusting, like some sort of sewer bug or something, but they're kind of cute. This is the thing. This is it. See, I'm finding flies cute. Who finds a fly cute? But they're like these tiny little bodies with big wings. This is who I am now. I like bugs. But I actually have, what it is more of like, I suppose, the sacredness of life. I can't kill bugs. I'm the one, my daughter sees a spider and she's not a big fan of spiders. Get it, Mom, get it. I'm like, okay. So I get a jar. Normally it would be like, ugh, like I don't want it to touch me. What if it crawls on me? But I'm like, happily put it in a jar and I go outside and I'm like, which leaf would you like to live on? Yeah, so put it in the garden, make sure it's comfy, build a little house for it, knit it a scarf, do whatever. This is what I do now. And I even go out of my way when I'm walking. If I see a bug, I marvel at its patterns and its beauty. And I'm finding this beauty in something that I used to find nasty, disgusting. But that's just one example. It's just sort of like feeling this, connectedness, it's this newfound love and appreciation for the present moment as well. And now with the help of therapy, I've been through a lot of therapy because of my head injury. Therapists have helped me, get into practicing mindfulness. And I know everyone talks about mindfulness now, and it starts to feel like, yeah, it's a trendy thing, but it really, if anything's going to be trendy, that's a good trend. It's a healthy trend, because being mindful and being aware of the small moments in the present moment, just living in the present. The past already happened. The future doesn't even exist. All we have is the present, and to be aware of it, pay attention to it, really helps you appreciate it. And the more you do that, I find, like, when you slow down and notice things, the more you do it, it's like it's bigger than it actually sounds, like, yeah, slowing down and looking at a raindrop on a leaf sounds like easy, small, tiny thing, but it's a huge thing to do because it eases your mind, it brings you peace, and the more you do it, the more of that comes into your life, I find. Like, I just notice it when I go for a walk now. It's just beauty is all around, and there's all these tiny little worlds in, a little patch of moss and that raindrop on a leaf. It's incredible, and I don't know. I just feel like it's something that we need more of, in this world, some slowing down and noticing. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone seems so divided and angry, and everyone's just living in this, and here comes some more woo-woo, this low vibration. Everyone hates someone because they have a different opinion on something, and it's such an unhealthy way to live, because like I mentioned with noticing things and bringing that into your life, kind of like gratitude, I guess, is the more you get. So the more positive you think, the more positive things you will attract. And the way people seem to be living now, like the majority, or what we hear about and see about, that low vibrational, angry at everything, is, the more you feel angry at things, and, the more you cling to, I don't mean you, this is you in general, of course, you as a human species, I suppose. The more people cling to being victims of something is, you get that stuck, right? Then you're going to just continually be a victim. No, I don't know. These are my thoughts, about stuff like that, but I really do think if you can think more positively, and you'll attract that more. The mind is an extremely powerful little beast, extremely intricate as well. I've found out. I've become more interested in like neuroscience and things like this because of all the testing I did, and what are they called, like neuropsychs that I went through. Oh my God, I had 3 of them. Oh my God, they're brutal, long and brutal, exhausting, but fascinating because of all these little tests they do to test your brain. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent here, but it's just more about the awakening that I've had. It has what am I trying to say here? Oh my gosh, I'm losing. Here you go. See? Notes on a head injury. I'm losing my memory, losing my space, losing my words. It has affected my creativity. I used to say in a negative way, but I think maybe it's just changed me. I can't do it for as long. I need to rest more and all that stuff, but I'm trying to find the positive in it, much like I've found the positive in being in a head-on collision. I think that's healthy too. The whole time being in the hospital, lying in a neck brace, I cannot, if you've ever had to spend much or any time in a neck brace lying on your back, and anyway, so uncomfortable. But I remember laughing in the hospital, joking with the doctors and nurses and stuff, and I feel like having an attitude like that really helped me heal faster. And laughter, as they say, is the best medicine, and I really seriously believe that because, like I said, I've had 2 of these NDEs, near-death experiences, and through both of them, I laughed and joked around in the hospital, and yeah, it's just, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? Okay, so let's get back to this. I'm going to do a little side note here. So I went outside. I just got home, actually, from a walk, and I didn't dress well, so I would have been out there longer, and I thought maybe I should record this outside. But there were some really loud geese, so you probably wouldn't have heard me. But anyways, the side note here is I had a fun moment where I was walking down to this pond to go sit down and write notes for this voiceover, and I was walking down a path, and all of a sudden these two little, I don't know, like French bulldogs came like snorting up to me and all cute, and one jumped up on my legs, and I was like, oh, I love it, because if I'm walking, if I see a dog, I'm like, okay, how am I going to pet this dog? Let me pet this dog. Gotta meet the dog. And these little guys came up to me, and they're so sweet, and they're just sniffing me and like wagging their little bums, and the owner felt so bad because she's like, oh my gosh, and it was kind of mucky out, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're out walking and the dogs are jumping on you. And I'm like, oh, I don't care, it's just mud, their little paw prints are like souvenirs, And she went, oh, thank you for saying that, but it's true, because dirt washes off, right? I mean, what am I going to focus on? Am I going to focus on the fact that my jeans got dirty, or am I going to focus on the fact that I got to pet some really cute dogs? And that's the thing, right? Choose what you're going to put your energy towards. I preferred to put my energy towards getting to pet two cute dogs that came running over to me, and I was like, it was so nice, they came running over. I don't know. It's mindset too, right? It's where you put your focus and your attention. And that's an example. Oh my gosh, mumble. That was an example there is, do I focus on mud? It washes off. Do I focus on cute little puppy paws? How cute is that? A little puppy paw on my knee. And also another little side note is when I was writing this out, I wrote the words spiritual awakening, and just as I wrote them, huge, like all those geese that I was saying were on the pond, there's so many of them, they just start flapping their wings like crazy. They're just like, and I'm like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden they get lift off and they come, and it was like their wings were slapping the water, and I'm like, this is wild, what? And I was right on the water's edge, just sitting on this little stool thing that I have, and they came buzzing past me so close, all these geese. Of course, I took a little video because they did it more than once. But so I'll show it. I'll put it up here, and you can see them flying across. But as they flew, their wings, they were so close, I could hear like a buzzing off of their wings. It was wild. Of course, they were honking too, because geese are really good at being loud. But then this like buzzing on their wings, it was amazing. I mean, here I am hearing how a wing works. Is that crazy? But again, see, that's like noticing the moment, being in the moment. And it was fantastic. I was like, you guys, thank you so much. Whoever sent that for me, it was like a beautiful moment, like a gift, So I do feel like I'm cheesy right now. Like what I'm saying is really woo-woo and cheesy. It feels so strange to say stuff like this to YouTube. To people watching. I don't know, I guess it's that fear of judgment. What are people thinking of me? But after this whole head injury thing and this awakening I'm having, that's sort of making me not give a shite, between that and getting older. You really do stop caring what people think. And I don't know. I think it's more fun to hear the stories. And again, I can laugh at myself, and I don't really care if I sound cheesy and woo-woo, because I would love to know if anyone else, I don't know, feels these things or notice these things. That's the other part too, is knowing you're not alone. You start to feel like, am I crazy for thinking this, or is this a thing? There's just like picking up on energies in the world and vibrations and frequencies, and yeah, I'm a changed gal now. But I'm actually considering putting a little more spirituality into my art, and some of these, I don't know, I got to figure out how to paint frequencies, or just sacred geometry, and get into all of that. Oh, it's so fascinating. The things that I have discovered about myself. And okay, here, quantum physics. Look at me, I'm going off on tangents now, but yeah, if I ever told myself I'd be looking into quantum physics and things like that, past life me is like, past life being like 7 years ago, me. I'd be like, who is this chick? So anyways, you know what? I should probably leave it there because I feel myself really going off on tangents. Plus, it's New Year's Eve as I'm recording this. It is December 31st, 2023, and looking at the clock, we got 5:36, and we are going to be doing a nice little picnic dinner in the living room with my parents, and then playing a bunch of games and attempting to stay up till midnight. So I should probably go offer my help in the kitchen, and yeah, and then edit all this and upload it. So apologies if I sound like I'm really off and loopy-loop and all over the place, but leave me a comment. Let me know if you feel these things, or you know, if you're starting to kind of notice different things in the world. That's something too. I've noticed other people kind of awakening. And of course, you know, on YouTube, when I look one thing up, I'm going to get more. So it becomes like an echo chamber or a rabbit hole, the same information. But some things just do pop up and I'm like, what? Weird. And we'll save this for a whole other video, but you know, getting into synchronicities and Carl Jung, yeah, we're going there. That's where I am now. It's all just so fascinating. But yes, I am going to leave it there because I don't want this video to be so extremely long of a lady babbling and babbling and babbling. So do please leave a comment if any of this resonated with you. I hope you liked the card making too. These were fun. These were some Christmas cards that I made this year, and they've actually opened me up to a whole idea. I think I'm going to do a series of using the gel plate and stuff, and some of them came out and they looked like old Persian rugs, like well-loved, well-worn Persian rugs. Anyway, see? Tangent number, I don't know, I wasn't counting. But yes, so I'll make some more of these and do some more gel plate art, and I'll leave you with that, my lovely. So, and again, please see the link in description if you would like to join the Wool Gatherers weekly letters that come out every Thursday. And it's various topics, trust me. If you just follow the link, it kind of has a little, are you a dreamer or a wanderer, or, you know. And now I should add light seeker. Oh God, here we go. I'm woo-woo. I'm a woo-woo gal. I'm gonna end this now. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and an incredible 2024. The more people that wake up to all these fabulous high vibrational energies, the better, because we need it. We need it in our world. So I love you. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me ramble on. I will see you in the next video, and hug someone. Spread some love. Okay. Mwah. I'll see you next time.